Hi everyone, welcome into this week's my weekly CBS Fix. This week's video is dedicated to a student who unfortunately Raje lost this week, and a Shilina. This video should be a merit for your soul. In this week's Parshas Vayaira, Avram Avinu has very interesting conduct. We see at the beginning of the Parsha that he's ready to run out of his tent to go greet a bunch of pagan worshippers, to bring them into his home, to feed them spiritually and physically. And we also know that it was the third day after he had his circumcision, and nevertheless he ran out in full zeal to go and do this mitzvah of chesed, of extending kindness, hospitality. And also we see a little later that when Hashem wanted to destroy the wicked city of Sodom, Avram Avinu Abraham pleaded with Hashem to please save them if there would be 50 righteous or if there would be 10 righteous people. And then at the end of the parsha, at the end of this week's weekly portion, we see that when Hashem told Abraham to bring his son Isaac up as an offering on an altar, Avram didn't say nary a word. He said, sure, no problem. And he said, the verse says he got up early in the morning and he brought his son. And his son went up. Together they went up. He wanted to know where he was going to be offered it as an offering. And so the question is, what exactly is going on over here? Here, Abraham is willing to extend hospitality and do whatever he can to save whomever. But for his own son, he couldn't say a prayer or do something else, ask Hashem, entreaty Hashem on his behalf. What's going on over here? Now, it seems like a question, but I think that there's obviously a fundamental answer. I'll try to give, with a parable, an example. Here's a firefighter. He runs into a burning building, and let's say he saves the life of his own son. He saves his life, and as he's growing older, the father tells him, son, I want you to become a firefighter. And the son says to him, Dad, you saved my life, just so I should put my life in peril? So the father explains to him, certainly, I saved your life so that you do something with your own life, and now that you've done something, I want you to go ahead and help other people. And so the answer to our question is that Avram Avinu was only saving the people that he chose to save, both physically and spiritually, for the simple reason that he knew that they were lost from their Father in heaven. They did not know the proper way of life, and therefore he ran out to them to save them, to pull them out of that burning fire that they were burning in. And when Abraham wanted to save the people of Sodom, and Hashem was willing, was because Abraham wanted to save them from their fire of immorality that they had, and from their fire of not doing any acts of kindness, which was going to be their ultimate doom in the world to come. And Abraham wanted to save them. Whereas Yitzchak, with his own son Isaac was saved already, and he knew that the purpose of life was to be able to serve Hashem. And he knew that this world is just transitory, and in but a fleeting moment a person can acquire the world to come. And that this world is just temporary, and our main reward is in the world to come. So therefore, Isaac, he was already prepared. And Avram knew that his son was prepared, and therefore he was willing to even sacrifice his own son. If that was the will of Hashem, that was the will of Hashem. Now to us, this certainly seems incredibly surprising. But for Avram, it was the ultimate act of doing the will of Hashem. It was never a test for Abraham whether he was going to do it or was not going to do it. Certainly he was going to do it. He was on a high level. What his test was whether or not it made logical sense to him, whether the ramifications of it's not going to look good to the other people. To that, Avram said, it doesn't matter. Isaac said, it doesn't matter. The purpose of life is to do the will of Hashem. And that was the will of Hashem, which is certainly a class in and of itself. But nevertheless, Abraham is teaching us that we have to do what we have to do to get everybody saved from any proverbial fire that they are in. You yourself could do it, I could do it, we can all do it together. And once we do that, then we'll know the Derech Hashem, the way of Hashem, the way he wants us to live. And certainly then we'll have some happiness in our lives. Anna was the type of girl, she was very passionate about just 5 more minutes. What can I do with 5 more minutes? And she encompassed at times in her life the idea of, let me just do a little bit more. What else can I do to serve Hashem? And certainly we hope that she is enjoying her portion of the world to come. Thank you. Have a good Shabbos. Thank you for listening.